Hello, everyone. I am Amanda Tinto, and I am the owner of TDM Marketing, and I want to wish you all a happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and I hope that you are finding a way to celebrate. I want to welcome you to our live audit today. We were going to have Shar with us today, but she is not able to make it. Maybe she'll jump on in a minute or two if she can, but I'm going to still do the audit. So she had volunteered, and so I'm very excited to share with you her audit. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, I don't know why that's doing that. Let's try it again. There we go, much better. It is no longer doing the pulsating thing that it was doing. So, okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is do a little speed test and see how quickly her site loaded. For me, it loaded pretty quickly, but you never know. So it's always a good thing to check and see where your website is at. So then that way you can adjust and make any changes that might be necessary. Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Give me 1 second. Let me grab my headphones that seem to be missing. Okay. Hello.
How are
Can
you?
you hear me? I'm doing good. How are you?
I can.
Good. Awesome.
Good.
I was just doing the audit of your website. So I'm glad that you were able to join us. And before we go through the audit, I'm going to go back to just the two of us. So then that way you can tell everyone about you and your business and what you do.
Hey, great. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for having me and for doing this for me. I am Style with Shar, Shar Gus with Style with Shar, and I have a fashion business where I mainly focus on career women who want to make sure that they're maximizing their time and getting dressed and not spending so much time in the morning. And so I kind of specialize in helping you find the right pieces where you can get dressed in 10 minutes or less every day.
That's awesome. And we all need to do that. We need to get dressed in like 5 minutes a day, most of us, if we have kids and trying to get everything done and out the door. And yeah, so and still looking nice is also a plus, right? Yeah. So awesome.
Exactly. Well, yeah. We know that the world judges us and we may not agree with that, but that's the world that we're in.
Yes, it is true no matter what. That's very, very true. So well, I'm very excited that you're here, and I'm very excited that you wanted to do a little marketing audit. So I'm excited. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen
I am too.
again.
It's fun to see what you uncover.
Yeah, definitely. I know you are in North Dakota. So Shar is in North Dakota, and there is a little bit of a delay. I'm on the East Coast. Not that, just because we're in different parts of the world, there's always a delay, but there seems to be a little bit of a delay in our communication. So if you are watching this, definitely post a comment and just say hi to us wherever you are watching, whether it's on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook. So we are looking at your website. Your website has an absolutely fabulous load time. Everything is amazing. It loaded in 990 milliseconds. So that's awesome. That's huge. So awesome job. So that is a good thing, because if your website doesn't load quickly, then it can lead people to just leave your site and never look at anything. So let's go ahead and look. You have lots of things going on up here. You have lots of different menu options. So we can shop by different clothing collections, which is good. We have your about. You have your different brands. You have your camis, learn to dress effortlessly, my style blog, events. That's awesome. The only thing that I would say could be missing up here is going to be maybe like your email. like if you wanted to put your email up here, and then that way people could reach out to you easily without having to look for your contact page. That would be the only thing that I can think of up there. The other thing that we're missing is
Great
kind
idea.
of like a call to action. So if someone's just looking here, they can do all of these menu items, but you don't have one thing that's really calling them to do something. So like maybe, joining your, I saw you have right here, you have a newsletter, you have a Dress Effortlessly Club, whatever one of those three things that you really find to be the most valuable for you, whether it's adding them to your email list or I think probably all of those three things are going to add them to your email list. So, picking one of those and kind of making sure that that button is up here above the fold, above where you scroll down, that is going to be something that I would do. Like maybe put it right here, like a big button that says like, join our newsletter or join the club or something like that. And that way you can, this looks like it has all of the information that would go along with any of these three things, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So just adding a button
that's
there
a great
would be,
idea. Yep.
Would just give you a little bit more conversions and also build your email list, because that's really what it's all about. Awesome. So down here at the bottom, let me move this thing over. Okay. Oh no, now everything went away. Okay. I moved it just a little bit too far. Down here at the bottom, we have your LinkedIn link, which is awesome. We'll just make sure that that works. It looks like it's going to, so perfect. Awesome. I'm going to follow you. I've been following you all on all of the things, so you'll see me popping up on all of your notifications. But yeah, so that works well. It does look like you have a lot of other social media outlets. You have Twitter, Pinterest, you have your Google page, you have Instagram, and you also have Facebook. So I would recommend, if you can, adding all of those things down here. So then that way people can find you on more, different platforms. And also that's going to give Google some signals that, all of these social media platforms are associated with Char's website, if that makes sense. Okay.
It does.
Awesome.
Yep.
Oops. Excuse me. My phone ringing. Okay, so everything else looks good as far as, like I said, you have lots of different pages with lots of information on about what your website is about. I did not do a complete SEO audit, but I will do that. I forgot to bring that part up. So I'll let that load while we're going through everything else. So we have your website is on here. You've got great pictures. That's a cute background picture too. You have it perfectly arranged. So that's awesome. Awesome. So you help busy career women. You got lots of followers. That's awesome. Okay. This looks great. And Style with Char Studio. It looks like you're using the same name everywhere. So that means that on your Google, some of these should be showing up, I do believe. So Twitter, it's picking up your Twitter for sure. So on your Google, it knows for sure, or Google is confident, I should say, that your Twitter profile is the same as your Google profile. It's not 100% sure yet about your Instagram and your Facebook, and we're going to figure out why in a minute, and then kind of go from there. So, all right, so we'll close out Twitter. And so Pinterest is awesome, and I'm happy to see that you're using that. Do you use it often?
I do. I try to pin all of my blogs for sure, and I use Tailwind to kind of help me keep up with it. Yep.
That's awesome. That's going to be a great,
and
I'm sure
I'm
it is.
Getting better. I'm getting a little better about remembering to repin older blogs or other activities like that. Yep.
Yeah, Tailwind is awesome for that. And excited to see you on here because it's a great, great platform for your type of business. Like people go to Pinterest for styles and clothes and even clothing hacks and life hacks. So I think that's awesome. You're in the right place for sure. So let's go up here. Oh, come on. Let me go here. Oh, I need to enter my promo code for this. Hold on. Give me a minute to find that. Okay. I'm almost there. Forgot that I needed to do this, so. Okay. All right. So let's go, while that's doing its thing, let's go over here to back to what we were doing. So it looks like you've got reviews on Facebook, which is awesome. So Style with Char. I would say the reason why it's not picking you up is just because your username is not exactly like Style with Char Studio on Facebook. That is what I'm thinking is holding Google back from saying that this is definitely you. So I would definitely try that and see if you can. You might have to. The pain about that, and it's only a pain for like right now. It's a temporary pain. Is that you're going to have to go and like update your Facebook link everywhere. So that's kind of annoying and cumbersome, but I think it will help you in the long run by getting that to show up on your your Google page. So. And let's see. I think it's
interesting that it's confident about Twitter.
Yeah, right. I know. And your Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Andy Sled Chick, which is even not related.
Yeah. So, and it's probably going by more of your username on Twitter, like your account name, and not the handle.
Right.
But it is interesting that it's only picking up your Twitter. So it's very weird. But Google has interesting reasons for doing these things. So, all right. So it looks like you've got your campsite link up here, which I know is kind of like, it's like Linktree, right? But it's for kind of network marketing. Is that right? Kind of what it is?
I think it's just another version of Linktree, another brand.
Got it. Okay, awesome. I use URL Bio, so I don't use Linktree either. So there's lots of different options out there for sure. So this is great. You have an offer on your first, your first, I don't know what you would call it, link, I guess. So we have download my ebook. These are great. These are great because you really have like all calls to action, and it looks like you have all of your social buttons down here. So this is awesome too. So I love this. And you might even consider putting this on all of your social platforms. I'm not sure if you have it on here. Yeah, it does not look like you have it on here, but you could add that in. So you can add another link in here. And that would give you, all of those little kind of offers and pops without people having to kind of go searching. And then you could also do that. I don't know what link you have here. Let's go look. It's probably your main website link, which is good. Yep. So you have your main website link there, which is good. I would keep that there for sure. I wouldn't change it to your campsite because it's going to kind of muddy the water with Google and not give it a clear distinction of what your website is. Okay, there we go. I was like, it's oddly open over here. Why aren't you opening? So, okay, so great. I know, it's weird. But okay, so I love this bio. So I think everything looks great with Instagram. You've got this link here, which I love. So that's awesome. And then this link I obviously love, but I would recommend putting it on Twitter, and you could also put it on LinkedIn. I didn't check and see if you have it on LinkedIn. I guess I could go back here and easily open here. But it would be a great addition if you don't have it there, if you just are linking to. Yeah, so you might want to consider doing that on LinkedIn, because then people can, go right to that link in bio or whatever campsite and find you and find all of those little calls to action. I think those are great. So we have finally our Google listing here, which I love. And we have your, let's see, looks good. You might want to update your cover photo just because, let's see actually what it looks like on the map. Give it a minute. Okay. All right. So we're going to see. Yeah, so I see you have like your sweet picture here. Maybe a better picture would be like a picture of you and like a picture of, or a picture of like, kind of like the one you have on Twitter is really nice because it's very visual. It's very eye-catching. And you see like these beautiful women and, it just kind of lets you know exactly what it is. This looks like it could be like a chiropractor or a dentist office or anything. So I would definitely recommend updating that cover photo, just so then that way you can display kind of what you're doing. So we already know that it goes to your website. You have your hours. You have your phone number here. I love that you've updated your attributes. That's a huge, huge factor. Let's see. Looks like you're responding to your reviews, which is great. The only thing I would say is that you can add even keywords into your review responses, which is also helpful for Google because you're going to be able to give it even more words or like keywords that you should be ranking for. So like, let's see, Shar was very helpful with choosing the correct garment and the correct size. I received my cami in the mail today. You did a great job, with this one saying, I'm so glad that you loved your new ultimate cami. So this is a great example of a perfect review response. So awesome. And ignore my team popping in. Okay. And let's see. I think that is everything on the maps portion. Let's go back to the business portion, because if you notice when we went to the maps portion, we can't actually see your description. So your description doesn't show up on maps. So in order to see that, we're going to have to go back to Google search and check it out. So we have, welcome to Stylish Shar Studio. All right, this is awesome. One thing that I would recommend, or two things that I would recommend is, one is kind of speaking from third person. So then that way you're speaking like about the business instead of like you being the business, because that's going to allow you to work in a lot of keywords. So it's going to allow you to work in like casual looks for after work or business casual. I'm not sure exactly what those keywords are, but that's what I'm thinking that people are searching for. like comfortable work clothes, or that's what I would totally be looking for. So, so definitely
Yep.
kind of, reworking it from a third person standpoint. And then also, because you have a location, I would also work in the area that you serve in there as well. Like, what is the main city? Castleton?
Fargo.
Okay. So, yeah, so I would say, Fargo, I would mention Fargo in there, Castleton, any of the other like kind of bigger towns near you, try to work them in. Just say something like, we serve the Fargo, Castleton, and whatever else areas, as well as, the entire United States online or something like that. And then that way you're kind of hitting all of those service areas, but you're also letting people know that, no, you don't only have to be in person to order, you can order online. So I think that would be a really good thing to work in there as well. And then again, just those keywords. So just trying to get the keywords in there that people are really searching for, and finding out all of those things. Let me see if I can get this to work.
That's helpful.
Good. Awesome. So what questions do you have for me so far?
I don't know that I have any. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when I said, yeah, do a marketing audit, but I knew that I would learn something.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I am very appreciative of you being here and letting me do this, because I think you have everything, absolutely filled out. You have everything amazing. There's just like maybe 3 little tweaks and you're good to go. And that's going to give you that kind of spider webbing of your social that's going to let Google know that you're there. And then those calls to action on your website will hopefully help people to, join your email list and those kind of things. So I think that would be, those are the main things that, are there. So.
Mm-hmm. When you went to the Shiner ranking, are we going back to that?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, I would love to, but I'm having an error on my, let me see if it's working now. Okay, log in. It's not working, but I'm just going to go somewhere else. Because there's an internal error and that I need to contact the support team. So that's not good. It's something new that I've just started using. So I'm not 100% confident in it yet. And my other tool takes like 30 minutes to populate the report because it goes like super in depth. So I'm just going to skip that one. But we'll use this one. I'm full of tools, that's for sure. There's no doubt that I have a tool for everything.
I noticed on your podcast, you were talking about that you have a budget for AppSumo.
I do. It's crazy. But it is helpful, honestly. Like I have like a percentage, I think 1% of my income goes to AppSumo, like automatically. So
that's fun.
Which is great.
Yeah. I love new tools and gadgets.
Yes, it's so addicting. And I actually just upgraded in November, I think, when they had their like sale, their annual sale. I upgraded to the annual member, so I now get 10% off of everything and all that good stuff. So I probably should have done that before, but yeah. All right, let's see what we can do here. Oh, okay. And what I can do, Shar, because I didn't get that regular website audit done. This says it takes 10 minutes, so I probably should have started with that. But because I didn't get that regular website audit, I will put it into my super expansive audit tool, and I'll send you the downloads because it downloads like every type of SEO, like improvement that can be made in like categorized Excel sheets. So that's a much more robust tool than any of the ones that we're looking at now. So, and I'm hoping that it's
Thank you. Thanks for doing that. One of my goals for 2022 is just to learn a lot more about SEO. It's everything that I've done so far has more been like accidental success really than intentional and around SEO.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That is great. And honestly, SEO is one of those things that is more, it seems more complicated than it actually is. So it seems overwhelming. It seems like there's a lot to learn, and there is a lot to learn. I'm not discounting that there is not a lot to learn, but it's not as complicated as people make it out to be. And I actually am coming out with a new SEO course in March. So it's funny that you say that, because I'm trying to basically simplify everything. I already have an existing course, but I feel like it's definitely outdated because I think I created it in 2019. So it needs to be completely redone. And I'm just going to do more of like small lessons that really are actionable, that will allow you to get to the next step each day. So there's a lot of information in there.
I've been blogging for about 7 years. And because of that, I didn't know anything about keywords. I had no idea I was supposed to be doing anything with my blog other than just blogging. But I started to just gradually get more and more inquiries, and it's got to just be related to having been really consistent. And so now, like within the last 2 years, I've learned a lot more about the tools that I should be using to help to take that even further.
Yeah, that's awesome. And because you've been blogging for that long, your site no doubt has a lot of, links and keywords and things that you didn't even realize that you were doing at the time, but all of those things help you. So you probably just didn't even realize that you were doing it, and you ended up doing it, and there you go. So let's see what your domain age is. So you've had your domain for quite a few years, like at least a handful of years, right? Yeah. Good.
I would say maybe 5.
It looks like 2018 is when you might have bought it, I think. Or maybe you probably bought it in 17.
I was using a free WordPress.
Yep.
I was using a free WordPress site for a while, and now I read.
And I'm sure you've seen a difference switching from that free WordPress site to a regular WordPress site. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if necessarily, it's just most, and and maybe that's one of the things that helped me. That I just don't know about.
Yeah, it probably is, because WordPress is one of the kind of content creation platforms that Google prefers. And there's a lot of, major companies use WordPress for their websites and all of those things. So it's definitely a good choice. And in my opinion, it's the best choice when you're building a website. So I'm very excited to see that that's what you're using. So yeah, it's definitely a good choice. And I'm sure, I have a feeling that when we look at your audit here, that's going to come up in a minute. It's 73% done, by the way. That when we look at it, it's going to show a lot of that traffic, and we're going to be able to see those keywords and things. And the really detailed audit that I'm going to send you in email is also going to show a lot of that, progress that you've made over the years. So I think you're going to probably be pleasantly surprised when you get those.
Yeah, that's great. I can remember when I first started, I would randomly get an order once in a while. And I started asking some of my friends, I'm like, well, is Ruby Ribbon maybe just giving us orders once in a while? And they're like, not me. And so that's when I kind of said, well, I'm doing something then that's paying off.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's great that you've stuck with the blogging, because honestly, blogging is hard. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for anyone that, is just kind of is after more of like the monetary gain from it. It's really, has to be like a passion behind it. And I'm so glad that you found that and that you've stuck with it. And obviously it's paying off for you.
Yeah. No matter, I mean, writing is kind of something that I enjoy, even as kind of a personal thing. And so it was the right way for me to do marketing for my business just because of that.
Yeah. And that makes so much sense. Woo! Okay, I'm going to share my screen on here. Very exciting. You have an amazing website. So you currently get 2,965 visitors per month, which is amazing. That's awesome. You are currently ranking for 2,374 keywords. Did you have any idea?
No.
That's awesome. I love it. And you have 1,761 backlinks. Did you have any idea about that?
No. And I have no idea what they might be.
Yeah. So that's, just other people linking to your website, or other websites linking to your website. So whether it be, like your campsite thing, that counts. But at the same time, like all of the directories that you're in, all of those things. I know you're in Brenda's Elite Suite. So all of those things are helping you. And this is honestly one of the best SEO reports that I've ever seen, just like off the bat. So it's super awesome. So you have the issues
That's
that
so
are here.
exciting. Yeah.
It is. It's awesome. Like it's the best I've honestly never seen anybody ranking for 2,374 keywords. So amazing. So the things that are coming up are 73 pages have a low word count, which those might be, like, let's see what they are. So it's probably more like photo pages or something. If you have like a large, like a shopping page, like with an outfit, it doesn't have a lot of description or detail. You could consider adding more detail, but I really wouldn't worry too much about that, especially because of how much content you have there. I wouldn't see that as something that's definitely necessary. You have 2 pages with duplicate title tags. So that means that you have 2 pages that have basically the same exact title. And it's not telling us which ones. Oh, Style with Char Studio. So you're going to want to change one of those. It's probably your home page, and then you might have that on another page, like your about page or something. So you're going to want to, let's see, okay. So Style with Char, and then it looks like you have it on a blog post. So in the detailed report that I'm going to send you, you're going to have that information. So then that way you can just kind of fix all of those things. Very easy fixes. And then we have 2 pages without an H1, which that's not a super duper big deal, but it will help you. And it looks like that same page, honestly, that's coming up. So on your home page, what you would want to do is just put a title up here of some sort. Like it could be just Style with Char Studio, or it could be something like professional wardrobe for women, or something very like specific about who you're targeting and what you sell. And then that way that's going to overcome that issue that it's coming up with. And then on this one, I'm sure it is, let's see, I have a feeling this is definitely still a blog post. So
I think it's going to be like a lead magnet page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So all you need to do is just pop a title in there on top of this right here. So,
okay.
And that will fix that. Come on. Okay. So you have 144 pages with no meta description. This is a much more arduous task to fix. It just takes a while, you know. It's not like that it can't be done. It's just very boring, and it's like one of those things. It's like you might do a couple here and there when you have time, but you probably would get a headache if you sat down and did all 144 at the same time. So, you know, you just go in and add your little meta description, whatever you want Google to be displaying about that page. If we look at, let's see what your current, so this is what your meta descriptions currently look like. So like for the shapewear category, it says you love your ruby ribbon cami, yes, and you want it to last. So this one might be a little long for a meta description, but and you can see also this one says homepage for Style with Char Studio, a site designed to help you get dressed effortlessly in 10 minutes or less. So you probably want to remove this part and just say Style with Char Studio, a site designed to help you get dressed effortlessly in 10 minutes or less. And then you could also add that same thing that we were talking about adding to your Google My Business listing, which would be like we also serve clients locally in Fargo, Castleton, and, you know, around the world online or something like that, just to kind of get that extra little hit of your location in there for your studio. So, but that's, you know, what the meta description is, just going.
For those pages, those 144 pages, if some of those are about products that are no longer available, should I delete them or write a meta description?
No, I would just go ahead and delete them. If they're not available,
okay,
and they're not going to be available again, I wouldn't waste your time doing that. I would just remove the page, and then you know, obviously you're going to have new products coming in, and so when you add a new product, then you know you're going to kind of replace that page. So I would definitely just delete. And you have 36 pages with
most of those are from. Sorry about that. Most of those are probably from before I knew what a meta description was.
Yeah, exactly. And it's probably like your old blog posts and like, you know, like super old stuff. But the fact that you have so many pages and that you only have that many without meta descriptions, I think that's huge too. So it's awesome. And we have this just has like long title tags. So you just want to kind of shorten it up and make it more concise about what that particular article or page is about. It looks like it's mostly on blog articles, so which makes sense. So yeah, I would just say, like, you know, just try to be concise about what that page is about, and then it will help to give Google that information a little bit quicker. And also using like the main keywords in that title, like for example, you might want to just call this like fall wardrobe update or something, you know? And then that way it's giving it the information that it's okay, fall clothing that is new, and this is the update about it, instead of, you know, all of the extra words that are in there. Or you could say women's fall clothing or wardrobe update. I don't know, something like that. But hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense?
It does. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. So in this very, very brief SEO report, you've performed amazingly. So if you were to get a score, I would give you an A+. So that's awesome. And, you know, there's always going to be something on everyone's website that needs to be fixed, needs to be, you know, updated. That, like, if you absolutely have all of your tags and descriptions and all that stuff, I would be like shocked. So, but you're doing amazingly well. So very, very excited to see this and to see, you know, your traffic. And this is why. So this is a great example. I'm going to get all excited now of why SEO is really important. She's been doing this for years. How long have you been blogging, just out of curiosity, so we can quantify this?
For 7 years.
Okay. So she's been blogging for 7 years, And this is the result of consistency. And you can see that at this point, she probably doesn't have to do a lot of solicitation of sales. She's got people coming to her and purchasing from her website that she's never even met, because she's put that effort in. She's put the effort in to make sure that when she's doing new blogs, she's doing the meta descriptions, she's doing the tags, she's doing everything the right way. So this is the result of that. So great job, Shar.
Thank you. This was very fun for me to see, because I've never had anybody tell me that the data shows that I'm doing the right thing. So
yeah, you are doing the right thing. So I'm really excited about that. Do you have any questions as we wrap up the audit?
I don't. I just want to thank you again. This was super helpful for me, and I look forward to hearing more about your SEO class.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And I am going to run that audit, and it's going to take probably an hour or so. And then I'll email you those files so you can kind of browse through them.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Thank you, Shar, for participating. And thank you, everyone, for watching.